Hi there and welcome back to the Geopolitical issues here in Geneva. I'm joined today by Nicolas Guerrero from International Affairs Consulting to discuss Russia's claims over natural resources in the Arctic. So Nicolas, welcome.
Thank you.
So tell me, what areas are being claimed by Russia?
Well, basically what we're talking about here is extended continental shelf. Russia is claiming 1.2 million square kilometers in the Arctic, and this is based on its Arctic coast. Of course, it's a huge area, but you also have to take into account that the claim is based on how big the coastal line is. This claim is part of what is established in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, so it's just a regular matter for the UN.
So what is the context of these claims and when will they be presented to the United Nations?
Well, basically what we're talking about here is the United Convention on the Law of the Sea. Russia is a party to the convention. This convention regulates all the maritime spaces. So what Russia is claiming is continental shelf, which is the seabed and the subsoil in the Arctic region. The convention establishes that coastal states have sovereign rights over the exploration and exploitation of the resources that lay in there. But they have to go through this procedure in order to be able to have their outer limits of the continental shelf to be definite and binding for other parties.
So how and when will Russia's claims be decided?
Well, the claim of Russia is submitted to the Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf, which is a scientific body composed of 21 experts elected by the party states to the convention. This commission will review the data that was submitted by the state party and will determine whether the data shows that the continental shelf complies with certain technical requirements that the convention establishes. As for when, this is a tricky part, because the Commission works on a first-come, first-served basis. We have over 70 submissions and partial submissions that have been presented so far. So basically, the Russian submission is the last one to come, so it's not going to be taken care of in the near future.
And what is the geopolitical relevance of these claims?
Well, that's a very interesting question. What you have to take into account is that what Russia is claiming is the continental shelf. That means that only the seabed and the subsoil is the area that we're talking about. The column of water that lays above is not going to be taken care of. That's going to still be considered as high seas and regulated through the convention. So we are not talking about a passage of maritime passage. What we're talking about here is resources, the natural resources that lay in the Arctic seabed, basically oil and gas, and maybe also biological resources. So Russia is taking a big step forward in order to assure that they have the exclusivity of those resources laying there.
Absolutely. Well, Nicolas, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us today.
Thank you.
Well, that's all that we have time for today. But for all the latest Geopolitical updates, do keep clicking back. Goodbye for now.